Limpopo's Basic Education Department has reacted to an incident of an 8-year-old learner who fell into an enviroloo latrine at the Lefatane primary school in Botlokwa. The department says its investigations have revealed that the grade 2 learner did not fall into the latrine but was only partially trapped in it for a short while. It's also reported that he was pulled out by the school's cleaning staff. SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi has more.
The Limpopo Department of Education has dismissed as inaccurate reports that an 8-year-old learner fell into a pit latrine at one of their schools, the Lefatane primary school in Botlokwa, just outside Baloyi. According to the department, the child only was stuck temporarily inside a manhole behind an enviroloo toilet that's located at that school. The department is adamant that there are no pit latrines in that school. But to speak more about this, I'm joined by the department spokesperson, Mr. Matume Moremi Tauyetswala. Matume, thank you so much for your time. The EFF yesterday issued a statement that a child fell into a pit latrine. This takes us back to 10 years ago when Michael Komapi fell into a pit latrine and lost his life there. What happened specifically here at Lefatane?
Indeed, 10 years ago we had just over 1,900 pit latrines in the province. I must, however, hasten to say that at Lefatane there are no pit latrines. You have been there as SABC, there are enviroloos. People might be not be able to draw distinctions between a pit latrine and an enviroloo. There is an enviroloo there. We've removed the pit latrines, and an unfortunate incident happened, of course, yesterday, where a kid fell up to his knees in a manhole behind the enviroloo, but he was immediately attended to and taken to the nearest clinic. And the reports we get from the parents is that the kid is very much healthy, there's no problem, and there were no visible scratches. But as a department, we have asked the principal to go for a second opinion at the clinic as well to check if whether there are no other hidden injuries that he may have suffered. But as things stand, we must confirm and agree with you that there's no pit latrine in that school. As a department, we've moved strides in making sure that we demolish the remaining pit latrines that were still in other schools. This year, from April, we started with a program to go school by school where we still had pit latrines. You would remember that in some schools, communities themselves would even refuse that we demolish them because out of the cultural belief that the girl child must be able to drop use sanitary towel in a safer environment. So we still had to negotiate in those hostile environment, but we are making strides to demolish all those things and rehabilitating the surface.
For our viewers who don't know the distinction, what is an enviroloo and how is it different? Does it not have a pit that children could be at risk?
The enviroloo is, if you go inside, it will be very impossible for a kid to be able to fall into it. The seat inside is much better as opposed to what you would have. The pit there is not as built as the one that you will find in a pit latrine. So what we're saying is that this did not even happen inside the toilet. It was outside the toilet at the back, and then that is where there's a manhole where from time to time we would send those that are sucking honeysuckers to be able to draw out the excretion and take it out so that they are able to be fresh at all material times.
Speaking of Michael Komapi, we know there were deadlines that were set, court orders that had direct deadlines for the department to have eradicated pit latrines across the province. How far are we? I know you missed the latest one.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in March, April this year, but as you know, last year in September, all of us in the province and elsewhere in the country, we received a treasury note where we had to cut the budget. That affected all our capital expenditure. But in this 7th administration, the MEC and the Premier have undertaken to make it a priority to demolish what is remaining of pit latrines so that the chapter of Michael Komapi is closed. I think that the MEC and the Premier will very soon be demonstrating what we mean when we say we're demolishing, because we don't just go there and demolish. What we do is that we rehabilitate the surface. We go with those that are from environment to be able to make a decision whether this surface is able to be a surface that can be able to be worked on in the future when there's no pit latrine.
How many schools still have pit latrines, and what is your deadline for ensuring that even they no longer have them?
The report that I have is that the 37 outstanding schools that we have, in that 37, 29 are under construction. We are remaining with 8 that are under tender now. And the situation may have changed if we were to come back next week. Maybe others may have been completed as we speak now.
Thank you so much, Matume. That's Matume Tauyetswala, who speaks for the Limpopo Education Department, stating that they remain committed to ensure that no school in the province has a pit latrine.